Right, consider this the Kev early warning system. There won't be a non-League to Legend episode tomorrow. However, there will be 2 videos out on this channel. Firstly, we have the return of the How to Be a Football Manager YouTuber series. It's an episode about SEO with special guest Loki Doki to prove me and him are not the same person. And then we also have the 10,000 subscriber Q&A that I promised on yesterday's video. So 2 videos. Not any non-League to Legend. That will be back on Monday. And also, while we're talking about exciting stuff that makes me happy, the Kevolution is still in full swing, everybody. We've got 3 more patrons to mention, even off the back of yesterday's one. This is crazy how quickly you're all getting involved. It's massively appreciated. It's just a crazy, ridiculous thing. And I really am genuinely grateful that this keeps happening. But Matt Quine... Matt, I've never known how to say your name. You've been around about the place for so long. I've probably asked you before. I'll ask you again. I think it's Quine. I don't know. Quinn. Matt, thank you. Alan Miller, thank you very much as well. And Bruce Ha, maybe. Again, if I'm saying it wrong, feel free to let me know and I'll say it right on a future video. But thank you very much to the 3 of you for getting involved in the Patreon. It does massively help support the channel and support the plans that I have for all of this stuff going forward. So thank you very much. If you too would like to get involved in the Patreon, you can do that at patreon.com/Lollujo. Thank you very much for your support. Hello and welcome to Season 10 Part 2 of Non-League to Legend. I'm Kev, and coming up on today's episode we have 2 League 1 games. The first one is away against Ebbsfleet and the second one is at home against Stevenage. Since you were last with me, form has been really weird. We had 3 different tactics on the go. I think we talked about this before, and we have been trying all of them. So we've still got the old faithful, the 4-3-1-2. We've got last season's 4-3-3, and we've got the new look, exciting 4-2-3-1. We've tried them all with varying degrees of success, and I realise that's probably why our form is a little bit all over the place at the moment. We probably need to pick 1 or at most 2 and get good at them rather than keep swapping and changing. I know I'm being my own worst enemy at the moment, but I am experimenting, trying to work out what's going to work with this group of players. It's an unusual situation for me to be in. Usually, I'm used to picking my system and then signing a whole load of players to fit in that system. And because we weren't able to do that this summer, because I basically had to bring in the players I could get, I'm now trying to work out how to build a system around them. Talking of bringing in players, though, there has been 1 more signing since you were last with me. It is the former Southend man, Tom Anderson. He's 32 years old now, but he's got experience of winning League 1 with us when we were at this level with Southend a few seasons back. I mean, it's 5 years ago now. It doesn't feel like 5 seasons ago. He also played for us in the Championship season. He's been at Shrewsbury since then. He's now back. He hasn't played in the league yet, but he has played in the Cup game for us. It took a little while to get his match fitness where it needs to be, but he played in that Checker Trade Trophy game that we got stuffed in, so that's a great sign. But as you can see, there are a lot of red circles on there as we've been trying different things, but 2 notable green circles. Firstly, we went away to Portsmouth, beat them 5-2, and Nikolai Brock-Madsen got 4 goals in that game. That game, we played last year's 4-3-3, Brock-Madsen up front as a target man. I thought everything was right, everything was fixed. We did the same thing against Millwall, it didn't work. We did the same thing against Norwich, who Norwich are a Premier League team. So we did the 4-3-3 initially against them. We were 1-0 down with about 20 minutes to go. So we switched to the new look 4-2-3-1. No, sorry, we switched back to the old style 4-3-1-2. Put Charlie Mason up front with Brock-Madsen. Mason equalised, so it must have been with half an hour to go. Mason equalised almost straight away. Then Brock-Madsen got 2 goals in extra time to knock a Premier League team out of the Cup. So I thought then, right, the 4-3-1-2, that works now. Let's try that. Nope. We lost at home again. So in the Carlisle game, we tried the 4-2-3-1, which we'd previously experimented with up here somewhere, and that was a double nope with bells on. So nothing's working consistently at the moment. For today, we're away from home, and the successes have come with the 4-3-3. So we're going to try that today against Ebbsfleet, and this is going to be the team that are playing it. So Kevin Thompson's going to be in goal, because as a few of you did notice in the last episode, Oliver Davies, our goalkeeper, did get injured in the first game of the season. He's still out with a twisted ankle for another couple of weeks. But this young lad we've got a name from Liverpool, he's good. I like him. So he's going to be in goal. He'll probably stay in goal when Davies is back as well. Back four is then McJanet, Anderson making his league debut alongside McDonald, and Williams at right back. Jack Baird is injured. He's going to be out for 6 or 7 weeks. So that's one of the reasons I'm very glad we've managed to bring Anderson in, because otherwise it would have been untried youngsters slotting into that position alongside McDonald, and that's no way to live. Mukhtar Ali's going to be in front of the back four, hopefully being as good there as he was last year. When we play any other system, he doesn't really get into the team, but when we've got a holding midfielder, it has to be Ali. And then we've got Deli Bashiru and Adam Cato in midfield, with Brock Madsen up front and Walter and Fleming supporting him from the wings. As you can see from the previous matches, if Brock Madsen plays well and scores goals, we win. If he doesn't play well and doesn't score, we lose. So we are very reliant on Nikolai Brock Madsen having a good game today. He's officially on 6 goals from 4 games at the moment, but the league goals all came in one game against Portsmouth, 4 goals in one game, and then the other 2 were in extra time against a tiring Norwich youth team, basically. So his stats look a lot more impressive than he's actually been. He's basically had 1 good league game so far. So hopefully we'll get his second good league game today. He'll score a couple of goals, we'll pick up a win, and we'll start to move up the table a little bit. We are hovering just outside. Oh no, sorry, 4 teams go down. No, we're just inside the relegation zone at the moment, with Posh and some other teams as well that we don't need to worry about. Yeah, we are in poor form, but we're going to sort it out. I'm glad they're in poor form as well. I don't care who he is. We're focusing on our team. Is there anyone we recognise in that team? Not really. So let's get straight into this. We're wearing the blue kit when we went to Portsmouth, I think, which looking back is weird, because they would have been wearing their blue kit. So perhaps this is my colour blindness. Perhaps this isn't even blue. Well, it's a very different shade of blue from what Portsmouth playing anyway. Fleming out to McJanet. Can we get an early goal here? Back to Fleming. Deli Bashiru, what a goal. Top corner. Tom Deli Bashiru. He was with us last year. He didn't play a massive amount of games. I'm really starting to get quite a liking for this youngster. He's still 22, 23, I think. He's reminding me, although he's in a different position, of Martel Taylor-Crossdale when he made the step up and went from not really playing the season before to scoring a whole load of goals and being brilliant the next year. Deli Bashiru is this year's Taylor-Crossdale, because he's made the step up and he's playing very well. Walter with the cross now. Fleming on the edge of the area finds Brock Madsen, and if that had gone in, we would have been guaranteed a victory today, because as we know, Brock Madsen scores, we win. We talked about it pre-match, so we are still a little bit edgy at the moment, because until Brock Madsen gets a goal, nothing is guaranteed. But it looks like they're going into half-time, 1-0 up. That's a very pleasant situation to be in, and if we can just keep doing what we're doing from this point on. I mean, stats-wise, Ebbsfleet haven't had a shot on target yet. We've had the one clear-cut chance. It wasn't the goal we scored, but we are creating lots of chances. We're slightly edging possession. Our average rating is it's considerably better than theirs, actually. We are outplaying them. We just don't want to give them the opportunity to get back in the game. We're outplaying them to such a degree that we need a second goal, really. Brock Madsen really should have taken a shot on there. He didn't. He hesitated. But it comes back in, across from Williams, onto the head of Adam Cato. And both of our central midfielders have now got a goal today. This one, I mean, Cato's looking like a proper box-to-box midfielder here, because he is charging forward, which is exactly what we need him to be doing when we've only got one striker up there. As the box-to-box midfielder, he needs to be making these late runs, bursting into the box. That's exactly what he's done. The cross lands on his head. We're 2-0 up, and we've got a cross coming in again, and we've won a penalty. I mean, 3-0. Surely Brock Madsen takes this to guarantee the victory with a goal, but he's not. Who's our number 21? I've not learnt the new squad numbers yet. So this is Deli Bashiru with his second of the game. And 3-0 up with 20 minutes to go. It puts us all the way up to 13th in the league as well, assuming we do manage to hold on from this point. And that is a very calmly taken penalty. Completely wrong foots the goalkeeper. 3-0 up. It's all over, boys and girls. If we lose this game from here, I give up. And Brock Madsen's had a terrible game as well. And he's coming off. So we've proven that we can win a football match without him in the team as well. So 2 positives. Well, he was in the team. He just didn't play very well. Right, Walter is not playing well. We don't have anyone to bring on for him. Riley can go out there. In fact, we could probably do that. I mean, that's not a disaster, is it? Don't know why he can't just play a bit further forward, really, but apparently he can't, so we'll just drop him back. Ideally, I'd like to push someone else a bit further forward, but neither of these two central midfielders want to do that. And we haven't got Shorthouse on the bench. I think he's picked up a knock as well, so it's a bit more negative than I would like, but at least we're keeping players playing in their right positions, and that is Riley's proper position. We were playing him last year in central midfield, but he is primarily a right midfielder who can play in central midfield as well, but that right midfield is his natural position, so we are trying to train him into being a proper winger so he can occupy that space there, but he's not ready yet, clearly. Right, we're going to take McJanet off, bring on James Newman for a little bit of game time. He's a centre-back, really, but we'll stick him on for 10 minutes at left-back. It's not going to do him any harm. If we manage to throw the game away from here... Look, Ali again. He covers so much ground. He's absolutely shattered, and I never take him off. I should have taken him off then, but he knows he probably won't play the next game because we'll probably fiddle with the formation again, and then he won't be in the team. Yes, that was good. I liked that. Ebbsfleet were rubbish, though. But now we're at home against Stevenage, and they're looking pretty rubbish as well. So fingers crossed we can pick up 2 wins in a video. Right, I've managed to resist the urge to make any changes to the team. When you win 3-0 in a league you're not supposed to be good enough for, then you kind of have to try and control yourself occasionally. So no changes at all. I did want to talk about Anea Sana for a minute, because he's a frustration. As you can see, George Williams has played every game so far this season, despite being our backup right back last year, and it's because Sana's got a broken jaw. It makes me sad because we turned down £200,000 for him in the summer. And I really wish I hadn't now, because we've done absolutely fine without him, and that £200,000 would have given us the opportunity to pay some signing on fees to some of the bigger targets we were going after, and that might go down as the biggest mistake in non-league to legend this year, apart from going to tour, because obviously shouldn't have gone to tour. But this is the team for today. It's the same team as the last game. Fingers crossed we'll pick up another win. I'm not entirely happy about playing this system at home. I think this is definitely going to be our away from home system, but even last year in League 2 we were finding it more successful away from home than at home. I think we might need to longer term develop the 4-2-3-1 or the 4-3-1-2 as our system that we use at home, just because it is that bit more attacking. Like Brock Madsen's done incredibly well there, tucks it across to Cato. He's got his second goal of the episode, second goal in 2 games. We're 1-0 up after 6 minutes, and I can quit my nonsense. We talked about Cato making these kind of runs in the last game, and he's done exactly the same thing again today. It's a fantastic burst through into the penalty area. I mean, he's practically on the edge of the 6-yard box there from central midfield, keeping up with a lone striker. And that is exactly what we need him to be doing. If he continues in this vein of form, we have our box-to-box midfielder sorted. Brock Madsen's in. Really should have done better with that, but we'll let him off because he did so very well for the first goal. It would have been nice to see him just sort of hold the ball up for a minute and wait for the on-rushing Cato again, but I guess we can't expect that from him all the time. We could potentially switch him to support so that he does that. Look, Cato's in again and had already made it into the penalty area again, but I guess this time Brock Madsen didn't see him. I want to click on his number so that we can follow him and just see these runs that he's making. So let's click on him. There we go. So we can focus on him and just see the runs that he's making, because he is everywhere. Deli Bashiru's done it again as well. This episode is a story of a blossoming central midfield partnership that is starting to look a bit tasty for this level. What a finish from Deli Bashiru. That's his 3rd goal of the episode, 3rd goal in 2 games. Him and Cato are having a competition to see who's going to be the most effective central midfielder for us. And the really brilliant thing is they're completely different types of player. Deli Bashiru just sort of floats around and does the spectacular occasionally, while Cato's up and down, making the runs and just applying finishes. They can't be this good all season, surely, but they're a very strong argument for changing nothing at all about this system. By the way, I have noticed we've conceded a goal. I'm pretending it didn't happen because Thompson really should have done better with that. To be beaten at the near post like that is very disappointing. But these two in central midfield, what a story they're turning into. I was very much a Mukhtar Ali man until this episode. I mean, he's obviously still doing his job behind him. There he is intercepting there. But the two of them in midfield have been brilliant. And there's Brock Madsen. That's his 7th goal of the season now. He tucks it into the top corner as well. We've got to be a little bit wary that 2 of the goals now in this match and 2 of the... I mean, it's not the top corner, actually. It's just beautifully placed. But the goals aren't coming from clear-cut chances, which is always a little bit of a worry. We've not actually generated a clear-cut chance. It's nice to score the goals, but you have to keep at the back of your mind that we're not going to be this prolific with our finishing in every match. We need a system that's creating chances and not just making opportunities for players to do fancy things. And we need to make sure that's not the trap that we're falling into. Right, Shorthouse is on the bench today, so we're going to bring him on and stick him just there. Actually, no, we can keep him out wide. I don't want to get too clever. We're only 2 goals ahead today. So we'll make him an inside forward. I shouldn't have taken Riley off the bench. I would quite like to have Shorthouse in there with Riley behind him maybe and take Fleming off. But, well, let's leave it as it is. I want to do that, but I haven't got anyone who can play in that position. I could drop Fleming back to left back then. No, let's not fiddle too much. But I'm enjoying tactical fiddling. It's not something I've done for a long time. And I know long term it does cause problems. But I'm enjoying it at the moment. Kev the Tinker Man is back. And it's been 10 or 15 seasons of Football Manager across 2 different versions of the game since I've fiddled with tactics. And it's so much fun. Right, we'll take Anderson off. Bring the youngster William Arrowsmith on. Get some game time into him. Anderson's played the last 3 games on the bounce now as a 32-year-old. We need to give him a little bit of a rest. Ever since I highlighted Cato, he's not really been in the game. But, yeah, it was worth highlighting him just to have a little look. He could be making a run here, though. There you go. He's picking up the ball. What's he going to do with it from here? He finds Fleming, back to Cato, and he loses the ball, and we were just highlighting him, and he lost the ball for us to concede a goal. And it came down the side that Arrowsmith was on as well, so that's a bit of a worry. This is why it's so important that we signed Tom Anderson, because Arrowsmith, despite being the young man, is so much slower than either of the other 2 centre-backs that we've got, and just let that guy get past him. I don't think the goalkeeper's to blame there. I think it's very much a combination of Cato and Arrowsmith. Arrowsmith is taking the corner. That's not right. He's a centre-back. Shorthouse crosses. It comes to Shorthouse again, who finds Newman, the centre-back, playing at left-back, who... don't know what that was. But it doesn't matter. We've won 2 games on the bounce. We're up to 12th in the league. Say it quietly. We're only 4 points outside of the playoffs. We're as close to the playoffs as the relegation zone at the moment. Make note of that this early in the season. If you've enjoyed that, make sure you pop a like on there for me. Subscribe to the channel if you'd like to see more. And thank you very much for watching. And remember, no Non-League to Legend tomorrow. 2 other episodes. Non-League to Legend back on Monday.